Oh man, what a way to bring Bulls basketball back after the All-Star break to have an incredible ending to a game where it looked like the Bulls were about to blow a lead, but then the Bulls were able to do what they have been doing best in coming through in the clutch in the last minute of the game, and more specifically from this man right here, DeMar DeRozan, who just continues his insane run of scoring and efficiency in his clutch gene in the fourth quarter. Absolutely amazing. 2 streaks live on today, not just the Bulls winning streak, which now extends to 6, but DeMar DeRozan, who made NBA history in the Bulls in their last game, in which he scored 35 plus points on 50% shooting or better for 7 straight games, he did it yet again tonight, extending that streak to 8, going for 37 points tonight on 15 for 21 shooting. Look, I know Bulls can be pretty biased, Bulls fans anyway, can be pretty biased at times, yes, myself included, but it's starting to become more and more for real. Biased aside, that DeMar DeRozan is a legitimate MVP candidate, even by non-Bulls fan standards, and maybe some already felt that way, but like really, this man is playing at an MVP level, and I'll likely need to make a separate video on this topic at some point. I won't have a video out tomorrow, guys, by the way, as I'll be traveling to Chicago. For those that caught my video from earlier this week, the Bulls have invited me out to a game against the Grizzlies on Saturday that I am super stoked about. Again, for any of those who will be at the game on Saturday, hit me up. I would love to meet some of you guys in person. But anyway, let's talk about this game that we just watched, in which the Bulls came back in the final minute of the game to close out the Hawks. Now, with all of the love to DeMar DeRozan aside, which I'll get into, I really want to start with Dosunmu, because you guys all know Trae Young is an absolute killer on offense. The dude is averaging over 27 points per game, 5th in the league. He hits those insanely deep threes, and he's great at getting himself to the free throw line. But whenever Dosunmu is tasked with guarding Trae Young is a non-factor in the game. The 3 games that the Bulls have played against the Hawks this season, in which the Bulls have won all 3 now, by the way, Ayo has made Trae look like a kid out there trying desperately to get some points. Trae Young tonight, 3 for 17 from the floor. 3 for 17. He was 0 for 5 from 3. He had 14 points in total to go along with 10 assists. I mean, the Hawks, they stayed afloat tonight because of guys like Danilo Gallinari and Bogdanovic. They went off tonight. Both of those guys nearly carried the Hawks to a win. Both of them played very well in the fourth quarter too. But for Atlanta, a team's offense that is centered around Trae Young, both with his scoring and passing, were completely limited tonight by the rookie Ayo's focus in locking down Trae Young. Ayo tonight also finished with 12 points, 5 for 9 shooting, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 blocks. Almost fouled out of the game. That will do it to you sometimes when you're guarding Trae, but without Ayo tonight, the Bulls wouldn't have won the game. Now, DeRozan, I mean, the crazy thing about DeMar is it's not just his efficiency, which is off the charts. It's just how calculated he is in his approach on offense. Taking his time, being patient, waiting for a shot to come to him. He'll keep doing those pump fakes until the opponent bites. And of course, more importantly, it's the killer instinct in the fourth quarter. You almost know with a certainty that DeMar is going to come in and have an insane fourth quarter where he doesn't miss shots. And that final shot of his, the and one to put the Bulls up 2 with about 15 seconds left, I believe it was almost like unfair if you're the Hawks. Like, if DeMar wasn't on my team, I would just think playing against the dude is unfair, like he's discovered some kind of cheat code in the game of basketball where he just doesn't miss shots late in the game, no matter how well you defend him. But like, just think about this for a minute. 8 straight games, 35 plus points on 50% shooting or better in today's NBA, not in the NBA days of Wilt Chamberlain where guys were standing around in the key and getting shots within 3 feet of the basket because there was no 3 seconds in the key. No, the guy is literally doing this on the statistically most inefficient shot in the game of basketball, the mid-range jumper. Anyway, I said I'll have to do a separate video on DeMar and his MVP candidacy. I'll try not to ramble on too much about that here. But anyway, Zach Lavine, first game back after missing the Bulls' last 3 games. I believe it was before the All-Star break. Zach didn't have the best game for his standards anyway, but here's the thing. Based on what Zach said over the All-Star break, and that his knee is okay, he's able to play on it, but he's basically not going to be 100% until he gets it fixed, fully fixed this offseason. Like, we kind of need to go in with the expectation that Lavine is not going to be 100% for the rest of the year, and he's not going to be the dominant scorer that we're so used to seeing. His shot was off a bit tonight, shooting 7 for 17, 2 for 8 from 3, still doing those ISO plays on not the best times, but you know, even with Zach not being 100%, the dude still managed to put up 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. Vucevic, not the best game for him. Struggled with his shot as well, 4 for 13 from the field. But to be honest, I kind of expected that going against one of the better defensive big men in the league in Clint Capella. What I did like seeing from Vucevic was his aggression on both ends of the floor, even those shots weren't falling for him. Vucevic still finished the game with 12 points, 10 rebounds, as well as 2 blocks and 2 steals. And the guy is still having one of the best defensive seasons of his career. You got to give him credit for that at this stage in his career. And how about the Bulls newcomer tonight, Tristan Thompson, the guy I really wanted the Bulls to get off the buyout market on a vet minimum deal, because you're going to get more value out of him than the vet minimum. But in only 13 minutes, came in and gave the Bulls some fight, hustle, giving us those second chance points, something the Bulls have not been good at doing this season, is second chance opportunities on offensive rebounds in general. In 13 minutes, he finishes with 11 points and 6 rebounds. Not the kind of outing or effort you're probably going to see from a guy like Tony Bradley. What's great about Thompson, too, is also his veteran leadership and experience that this Bulls team is going to need in late game situations. Kobe White also came up big in the fourth quarter after having a pretty slow start. Hit some big shots, including a big 3 in the fourth. Kobe has been surprisingly clutch recently when you saw him not handling pressure very well last season. So love seeing that growth and maturation from Kobe there. All in all, I mean, it wasn't that amazing of a game for the Bulls. Like, their defense wasn't the best, aside from Io and Trae. They took care of the ball really well and only turning it over 8 times, but the lack of ball movement was not great. The fact that they won this game on only 16 assists as a team is pretty crazy. They also shot poorly from deep at 29%. So yes, at times the guys looked a little rusty after having a week off. Hopefully, they will have shaken off some of that rust for the game on Saturday, because I'm coming all the way from Chicago to see these guys play. I want to see them get a win, a hard-fought matchup against one of the best teams in the league in the Memphis Grizzlies. I'm actually really looking forward to seeing Ja Morant as well. That's going to be a fun matchup between him and Io. Anyway, Bulls continue their winning streak. They'll try to make it 7 in a row on Saturday. As I said, I'll be traveling tomorrow, so I won't have a video out tomorrow, but I'll vlog about my trip at the game, so give me a follow on Instagram if you guys want to see that. Until then, as always, guys, hope you have a great evening. Be sure to subscribe. Thanks for tuning in, and I will catch you guys in the next one.